everyone, my name is Malya and I am your English trainer at Englisio. In today's video, I am going to teach you how to introduce yourself in English. What are the mistakes that we often make and what is the correct way of introducing ourselves, whether it is a formal setting or an informal setting. Introduction is very essential and we're going to focus on that in today's video. So let's get started without any further ado. The first thing that we often say and the biggest mistake that we often make is hello, myself Malya. Now you must be thinking that what is wrong with it. There are a lot of things which are wrong with this sentence. First of all, you are not greeting the other person. Hello is very informal. So whatever time of the day it is, we should always mention that. Whether it is if it is morning, you can say good morning. If it is afternoon, then good afternoon, and so on. So let us see what is the correct way of greeting someone. The first thing is we have to say good afternoon, everyone, or good afternoon, and the person name of that person. Then we have to say, hi, my name is Malya. Now, this is a proper grammatical sentence. Myself, Malya, I know you must have heard a lot of people using it, but that is absolutely wrong sentence. And the very next thing, which is super important, which we often skip, is that we need to show gratitude. Now, you must be thinking, why are we showing gratitude when we are introducing ourselves? Now, everyone, this is very important that you thank the other person for giving you this opportunity to introduce yourself. So, over here, we'll just say, thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. So, what are the three things that we learned from the very first thing? Yes, that is first we have to say the greeting. Greetings are very essential. Then you have to tell your name. And the third thing, that is you have to show gratitude. You have to thank them for giving this opportunity. Now, I will just say one thing that the third, that is gratitude, it can be optional in informal settings. You don't have to thank someone for because they're not giving you an opportunity basically to introduce yourself. But yes, definitely in formal settings, for example, if you're going for an interview or if you're representing your college somewhere or if you're talking to someone who is at a higher authority, then definitely this is something that you should keep in mind. The next mistake that we often do, for example, now we have to talk about our location. So we generally do this that I am born in Lucknow and I passed out in 2012 from Lucknow University. Now you must be thinking, what is wrong with it? So, people, we need to be very clear with two things over here. First, we need to mention the place where we were born and brought up. And the second thing is, we also have to mention our current location. Because at times, it has been seen, and you must agree with me on this, that we our location keeps on changing, right? For work or for education we move to another city, so it is important to mention both the places. And of course, passed out is not a correct way of saying that you graduated, so this sentence is again grammatically wrong. What would be the correct sentence? Let's have a look at it. I'm currently staying in Bangalore, but born and brought up in Uttar Pradesh. So what did I just do over here? That I told that okay, currently I'm put up in Bangalore, but I was born and brought up in UP. And over here, instead of saying passed out, I'm going to say I graduated in 2012 from Lucknow University. So graduated, a better term to tell about your educational qualification. Now, what is the next thing that we mention, everyone? After telling your name, after telling your location, it is absolutely important to tell your work experience, basically, to talk about your work experience. Now, one tip for all the people who are studying right now or who don't have a work experience, what can you do instead of this? You can elaborate about your studies more. If you're pursuing a course, you can just talk about that course. Or if you're a homemaker or if you have taken a gap year, then you can mention that as well. That okay, I'm looking for more opportunities, or I've taken a break, I've taken a gap. All right, so let's look at the work experience first. I work in Accenture as an engineer for last 3 years. Now you must be thinking again like, okay, people often say this sentence. What is wrong with it? Again, grammar is incorrect. Yes, because you're talking about a duration of 3 years. Grammar is incorrect. And also, we don't know what is your exact role. So, whenever you're talking about your work experience, it is very mandatory that you are mentioning the place where you're working, the role that you're working in, and of course, the tenure for which you have been working there. Let's have a look at the right sentence. For the last 3 years, I have been working as a software engineer in a renowned organization called Accenture. In my current role, I'm working on a similar technology. So, what did I just do over here? I started first with the time period for which I've been working. Then I talked about the fact that, okay, I'm a software engineer by profession. Then I talked about the company. And then I also told that, okay, my current role is also similar to this technology. So this is what I'm working in. So this way you can also talk about your work experience. Now, the next thing that we have to talk about is our hobbies when we are introducing ourselves. So often people say this, oh, I like to read, I like to watch movies. No, again, you're not telling a proper thing about yourself. You need to tell more details. So instead of saying this, you can say this: I love reading self help books. If you're saying you love reading books, what kind of books? If you're saying you love listening to music, what kind of music? If you love cooking, what is your favorite cuisine to cook? So you have to be very specific, because see, the other person won't ask you again and again that, oh, please specify. You should give this information on your own. And if you like watching movies, you can talk about the genre that you like, you can talk about your favorite actor. And yes, that is how you can give a proper introduction when it comes to your hobbies. The next thing that we have to talk about is our strength and weaknesses. Let's talk about our strengths first. So, what is the best thing about yourself? A lot of times people just say, oh, I'm a confident team player, oh, I'm very hardworking. No, again, not giving much information. Instead, we can say, I'm good with people and always listen before I speak. So instead of saying that I'm a good team leader, what did you just say? Through just paraphrasing the word, through just rearranging the words, you just said that you're good with people also and you're a good listener also. So basically, you're a team player and you're a good listener. So two qualities in one sentence. This is how we can elaborate it. And if you have examples, for example, in your past company or in your past projects you did something because of which your team got benefited, or you showed your team working skills, then definitely you can mention that over here. Then the next thing is weaknesses. I have often heard people telling me, I don't have any weaknesses. Why shall I share my weakness with a stranger, with an unknown person? Let me tell you, this is absolutely incorrect. Never ever say I don't have any weakness. They are not Superman or Spider-Man. Everyone has weaknesses. So instead, be very honest and say, oh, I'm emotional and that bothers me. Do not dive into it. Do not tell what are the problems that you're facing because of it. Never ever do that, okay? Because the other person will get an idea that, okay, this thing might get repeated. So do not mention that. Then we have to talk about our family. So let's just have a quick revision before we move on forward. So we talked about we gave our name. We talked about the fact that, okay, I am from this particular location. Then the third thing was we talked about our work experience. And the fourth thing was our hobbies, then strengths and weaknesses. And the last thing is our family. So instead of saying I have 4 members in my family, what is the better way of answering this question? We can say there are 4 members in my family, including me. My father is a farmer and my mother is a proud homemaker. My younger brother is in his final year of graduation. What did we just do over here, everyone? Instead of just saying there are 4 family members, we talked about everyone a bit. One sentence for each one of them. So, this way, the other person will feel connected. And basically, let me be very honest, whenever someone asks you to introduce yourself in an interview, or in any formal setting, they just want to test your communication skills. So it is absolutely very necessary that you are focusing on this. Now, before I wrap this session up, I want to give a golden tip to all of you that whenever you are introducing yourself or whenever you are having any communication or conversation, please always keep this thing in mind. Always have a subtle smile on your face. This gives a positive vibe to the other person, and they would love to keep on the conversation with you. So, that is something we need to be careful of. And of course, in the next videos, I will be telling you more of these things. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be meeting in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.